Welcome to the In Season podcast, rated R for language.
None of us are doctors or neurologists. The things you're about to hear are opinions of people living with epilepsy or seizures. These are firsthand experiences. Epilepsy can cause speech problems, and the medications are hard to pronounce. So please bear with me.
Epilepsy can cause bad memory, so some stories will be repeated. I'm Pookie. Get ready.
Hello, people. The other night I had a big long session of smoking weed out of the bong. I had an empty stomach and was smoking for 6 or 7 hours at this stage. Late at night, I had 2 or 3 bongs in a row and bowls. All right, whatever. And a minute later, I instantly got a nausea, dizzy eyes, blackened, and I woke up on the floor next to my computer desk. I collapsed from my chair and hit my head on the floor. The moment I opened my eyes, my legs were twitching. Right hand was under the steel frame leg of the desk, pushing upwards like I was trying to lift it. My weed may have been laced with synthetic THC. I'm not sure, but it was a really scary experience. I'm also on an antidepressant called Cymbalta. I have a feeling it may have been due to low blood pressure or low blood glucose levels. Has anyone ever had an experience like mine or know why this may have happened? This is my first ever experience of a seizure. Thank you. I'm going with dehydration on this one. 6 or 7 hours. Probably only
Dehydration,
focused on that. Yeah.
blood sugar, glucose, everything.
They
had-
listed it.
Dehydration.
I had that exact
low
same
blood
thing
sugar.
happen to me after I was doing, it was like a 7-hour straight run of data input on my laptop.
There you go.
I hadn't eaten like anything all day, went to go stand up, and I collapsed on my kitchen floor. Yeah, it was all of the above for what was suggested as.
Yeah.
I don't think weed was.
I don't think it was the THC.
No,
No,
I
I
don't
might
think
narrow down everything except for.
I mean, if there was something synthetic in it, okay, but I think you would have noticed before 6 or 7 hours. Like, if it was synthetic, you'd have probably passed out way before that, I think.
And why
But
pack
that's
3 more
my
bowls?
opinion. Well, I don't know. Anybody else got an opinion?
I agree with yours.
That's a synthetic weed. You're gonna notice. You're gonna notice the first hit. Well, I've been smoking weed a long time, so I know when weed is some
I've
weed.
never had synthetic weed, but I have to assume you would notice the difference probably within a couple of hits at the
Right.
most.
I'm actually confused about
It does
What-
mix the poison.
what they mean.
with that.
what is synthetic weed. I smoke flower.
Maybe
but
that's
I
what
don't-
really
Yeah,
strict
okay.
states like
There's-
this have to have.
They got
me-
some
let
stuff
me
I'm in
called
this like
spice.
hardcore red state right now.
Yeah.
they have-
There's a lot of
They got this stuff called
research
spice.
chemicals that were
Okay.
created, synthetic compounds entirely unrelated to any actual cannabinoids. And they kind of appeared on the designer drug market back around like the 2000 late 20 aughts, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so that
it's,
was like the original spice was JWH 018.
K2 or
That's that.
spice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's from that one like molecular structure they go and like Tinker Toys go and just add on, replace one molecule with another and stuff. So there's a whole kind of line of derivatives of these synthetic cannabinoids from that one back then. But since then there's been other new molecular
Versions.
scaffolds that have been found to also interact with the cannabinoid receptors in the body. And the difference between these is while the THC molecule latches onto the CB1 receptor, which is the one responsible for the psychoactive effects of cannabis. and it partially activates that neurotransmitter. So you get kind of a natural ceiling to that effect. And CBD primarily attaches to the CB2 receptors, but also sometimes fills a CB1 receptor, and it doesn't activate it. So CBD can kind of have a counteracting effect to the THC. If
Keeps
you've
you from
like
getting too high.
taken too much and are freaking out, CBD can
Right.
bring you down,
Right.
like lower the ceiling on that and help you calm down. But the scary thing about these synthetic cannabinoids is the JWH molecules fully activate the THC or the CB1 receptors. So they
Oh,
are
see,
like orders of
really,
magnitude more potent.
They're 2 to
Not just
800
per,
times more potent than
yeah,
flower alone.
yeah. It's
ah,
pretty nuts.
They
So
can
okay.
if
even
they do
lead
the
they
right
can lead to
tiny,
death, it
tiny
says.
little dose when they lace it, it is possible to get just kind of a little bit of an extra bump. But it's I don't know, it's not.
You wouldn't want to like trust, someone who's trying to bump it a little
No,
bit,
the best,
anyway.
like the biggest customers for the spice molecules at this point are felons in the prison system. They have people, partners outside of the prison, um, write them letters, pen pals and stuff, and they spray and lace the letter that they write them with their
Wow.
Heard
you
of
know,
that?
spice, whatever molecule, and then they roll up cigarettes with that and smoke their cigarettes with
Whoa.
this spice laced
How did you
rolling
guys not
paper.
This is
know this?
insane.
Yeah,
They would
yeah.
like dip a
So
paper in some acid and send you the thing, and you smoke the letter. I've heard of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Are they
yeah. So
like,
you
are they
gotta hope
using
that
it in the
they.
ink as well? So when they write the letter, at least the ink isn't going to waste.
I don't think they care
I don't know if it matters that much, you know.
because you can't measure that. Like
It
how
would
they
be a
would
lot
Look,
more
that's why I'm
effort to
saying
put it
there's no
into
way
the
this
ink, I
person
think.
smoked for 6 to 7 hours and didn't recognize it within the first
Yeah.
30 minutes, I'm saying. Because they're saying
Now,
like
If it was
now this
hallucinations,
makes a
spice
lot more
laced,
sense.
psychosis,
This
like a
makes a
whole
lot.
bunch of
I
crazy
mean,
stuff.
that couldn't
So
have any effect on their brain whatsoever. 7 hours of
smoking that long, sure, it
psychoactive.
could. It could have, I mean, but more than likely it's because they didn't drink any water or eat anything during that
Yeah.
entire period of time.
or,
Well,
or
they said
just,
they didn't
Yeah,
eat.
yeah.
But they could have got
Yeah,
up
I
too
can
fast
say they were
too,
asking for
right?
trouble.
Head rush.
and I'm aware of dehydration, but it
Well, no,
had
I know.
no effect on, you know, neurotransmitters or anything for an epileptic. No
But they were saying
uh,
it was what, their
What,
first
smoking
seizure?
that much THC or
malicious effect.
smoking,
No,
mo- I'm sorry, what?
for that long, you can't overdo it. I mean, I'm just saying, is
I
that
mean,
I'm just playing advocate here. I'm saying,
if
is it
you've got
possible?
like clean, unlaced stuff, it's definitely possible to smoke for like 6, 7 hours straight. And I
Well, that's
mean,
that cool counter
worst case
effect that he was saying with the
scenario,
CBD.
just fall
When it's
asleep at the
natural,
end or kind
you've
of,
got the
yeah.
CBD.
But the lace, if their stuff is laced, then, you know, but it, if it was laced, they would probably not be able to smoke 6 to 7 hours, you know. unless it was laced so weakly as to not really be that significantly laced to begin with. So I don't know. I think it's probably just like dehydration and somebody getting a little too high and
I've seen people pass out from
needing
getting too
a
blazed.
little
It
break.
happens, you know.
Yeah. Well, nothing to be ashamed of. It happens to anyone at some point in their smoking career.
Just be a little more
All those
careful.
who say dehydration and lack of everything else say I. I.
Yeah.
It used to be lacking B12. Now I'm not. Shout out to Nature's Made.
That's right.
That that happened right on time. That was a joke, like right off the top of the head. I don't usually get those. But what I was gonna say about that spice, I seen some and they sell it at the corner store. Quite a few stores. Um, it's like 19.99, and it literally looks like the package of spice. It looks like leaves from the fall, like black, brown, orange, yellow, and it's just like kind of crumbled up into big pieces, but not too dusty. And I don't know why people do that, but when my dad got out of prison, he was
Potpourri.
on.
That's
My
how
dad
it
was on
was
parole.
initially
He
marketed,
couldn't
was
smoke
the
weed.
leaves were like potpourri
Come again?
to get. That's how it was initially marketed as potpourri, like tongue in cheek. That's why the leaves look like that and stuff. It's kind of made to more resemble potpourri than any actual like herbal material.
Yeah. I've seen people have hallucinations, and my father was one. He was like fresh out of prison. He couldn't smoke weed. And as soon as he got out, that was the thing around that they said people smoked when they didn't smoke weed. And yeah, we were at the edge of the water, and he was like, "Get in the water. They're coming after us." And I was like, "My mother doesn't even know how to swim, so we're not doing this. We have to get in the car. We're done with this arguing over hallucinations." Um, yeah. But we made it down to the water. I don't know why. It was 1 o'clock at night, and everybody get up and run and let's get to the car. They're chasing us, blah blah blah. And yeah, once we got down to the water, I'm like, no, my mother isn't getting in this water. She cannot swim. This is the bay. We don't do that. Um, yeah, so
You
we
don't
end up
swim in the
talking
bay.
them out of that. Like even my
Well,
girlfriend that was spending
it's
the
a
night
good
with
thing you were there.
my girlfriend spent the night with us, and he brought her too. So she's there looking at me, and my mom's like, I'm like, yeah, she can't swim, and this is my girlfriend, not yours. So yeah, eventually we calmed him down. I think it happened again, but I can't exactly remember it. My mother told me it was twice. Um, so yeah, I got something else here. Said Kepper works, but makes my wife nasty and angry. I need advice. My wife has Kepper rage. It has not become physical, but physical anger in the feature can't be ruled out. She is always yelling and cursing at me, and with my daughter, goes right from criticizing to punishing her without any proportion to the child's mistake. She has a long medical history, which included dwarfism, 2 cancers, and damage to the throat and teeth from her treatment. I am scared for her to change her epilepsy medication, which is Keppra, twice a day, because she has not had one seizure since she started Keppra in April 2024. What are her options regarding her Keppra rage, because it's ruining our family unit? The first comment says, Keppra made me into an absolute monster. I freak out screaming at people all the time. Maybe something else would help her too if the awful side effects. But I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know anything in the end. It pretty much just ruined my life for a while. I don't remember 100% of it, but I remember just kind of just wilding out, just being that rebellious teen. And yeah, I don't know how I did it because I was rebellious, and then I'd come back home, stay because I had nowhere else to go. One of those kids that threatened to run away, but you have nowhere to go. That was me. Thoughts on that? Opinions?
I would assume the only way to get out, stop the Keppra rage is to wean off. Like replace. No other way.
She hasn't had a seizure since April 2024. So
I mean, I like that, but like, was this the first med she tried?
He didn't say.
Exactly. So if it's not, then that's something different. But if it is, then she can certainly go and talk. Or she could ask about adding something for mood stabilization. And I am not a huge fan of that. But if you have to keep the Keppra because it's working and you need her to calm down, then, talk to your doctor about that. I don't know. One or the other, I think. Yeah. Anybody else?
Pepper was not
Anyone?
for me, so I made my own decision to get off of it because I knew if it kept going, it was gonna get worse before I got any better, if it got better. So I did Breviac, and the Keppra stopped my myoclonics and my tonic-clonics completely. And since starting the Breviac, it's been a lot harder. But I'm at a low dose right now, so she might just have to think about changing medications and do what's best for her family, because that's what I tried to do at least.
Um,
I just find that the suggestions from some of the medical professionals so laughable. Like maintain strong social connections, have regular exercise. You can tell the people that come up with this
The
shit have never been
fucking
through it.
exercise shit is such a load of bullshit. Like, all of that stuff is such a load of shit. I could do everything under the sun and still feel like I want to kill myself. Like, it's just because I'm swimming doesn't mean I'm happy, and my family thinks like, you're swimming, you're doing so well. I'm just fucking swimming. I feel awful.
Right.
I'm not great at all. The only reason I'm going into the water is because it makes all y'all happy, and if I were to sit in my room, there would be no difference than if I were in the water. Except now I have a little bit of gains. Yay.
Yeah. I think we understand.
yeah, I did.
Sure, it's not the other way around. If we had more freedom and could, sorry, I just kind of jumped in here, but um, I don't know what the question is, but if I could just not be stuck in this city, walk around all day, and I don't know. I spent a lot of my youth in the you know, uh, real far out, what are they, the woods and stuff. So if I could do that, I think I'd be a lot happier than stuck in the city. You know, it's not about.
I keep
It's about
thinking
being happy. It's about. Sorry. Oh,
So are
go
you
on.
talking about how physical activity renders the wellness?
I I
Is
was
that
just
is that what
saying,
Kevin's talking about? Like just being able
I
to wander freely, like getting those steps in might somehow still attribute to an overall well-being?
I mean,
I wasn't sure.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying get a treadmill because I hate treadmills. But yeah, I, if it were your optimal choice of physical thing to do, yeah, I think, yeah, that health is everything. I think. I think it completely um, uh, adds to seizures and everything. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. If you don't take care of your body with your physical health or physical activity and diet, I think
See, Melissa?
that's a definite contributor.
Yeah, so I can see how that makes sense. You know, physical activity is always going to be a contributing factor to overall well-being, included, I mean, including seizures, epilepsy. But it's definitely not a point of care, an actual prescribed treatment, like a lot of them try to make it sound. So it's
Well, that's
definitely a
because
wide
our
spectrum
I
of how much
doctors,
of a benefit it would have.
I know so many
I
people
would say,
are like, they're like, go, just go holistic, just go, just do this, or just be with the animals, or, and I'm like, guys, I have epilepsy. Like, I'm not, what? Like, what are you talking about? Just be, the horses are not gonna heal my epilepsy. They're
You
gonna
can't go on a trail ride in the
What are
middle of
you
the day. Yeah,
in the
that's not a
heat? Are
solution.
you guys are like, is anything that I'm saying not getting through your head? Is everything, does nothing make sense? Because it's like, I'm surrounded by people that are 20 years older than me. Everyone I'm surrounded by is 20 years older than me. But when I explain epilepsy, it's like, we don't know what you're talking about, but it just sounds like a seizure that happens every now and then.
If you
Like
can
that,
get anybody to admit that they don't know what you're talking about, you're making progress. That's the first
I
step.
mean, I'm shit.
You
I don't.
might have to figure
oh,
out how to put
when I
together a
was
nice little
sorry.
PowerPoint, but honestly, visual aids do help.
Yeah.
Explaining epilepsy to an older generation, like just always approach it respectfully so they don't think that you're trying to
But
correct them on anything,
even like my
and
younger
keep it simple.
generation, like they don't understand either. They're kind of like I had said something to a friend about my epilepsy, and she's like, "Oh, you're still having that?" And I was like, "What the fuck do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?" I feel like I'm having, like, for someone that has no memory, I feel like I'm having this conversation. Not that they need to be in my medical history or whatever, but if you're gonna ask a question about something consistently, then can you maybe try and like understand that it wasn't one seizure, it's a diagnosis, a chronic illness, a disability. Like, do you, what? Just because I don't have a cane doesn't mean that I'm not disabled.
You might have success
I,
too if you compare it to something that you know they do understand. Find all the similarities possible between epilepsy and high blood pressure. You know, you can kind of list those as chronic illness. So
Compare
that'll
it to
make the point of not going away.
Alzheimer's. Once
But
you have
even like,
Alzheimer's, you never don't have Alzheimer's.
well, my grandpa has dementia, so I'm always like, guys,
Yeah. Oh,
think about how his brain works and then compare it to mine, which also received electric convulsive therapy treatments. So I'm literally like a demented 20-year-old. So can we please just acknowledge that? But it's like we don't want to acknowledge that. So that leaves me having to constantly, it's frustrating because it's like I wouldn't have to be so on top of it if we could just admit that Olivia's 20 years old and doesn't have a good brain to work with, honestly, and all that's just all honestly, and I'm just unhealthy right now. I'm not because I want to be, but because my body just is. I'm just not healthy. So it's like if we could get people to just admit, and I don't know why epilepsy is one of the ones that are like so, like I feel like diabetes and, but I could be wrong there too. But I just feel like when you say epilepsy, people think of like one seizure and nothing else and medication and it's all over. And then when you start comparing it to things like dementia, or even my extended family, like my aunt's husband has some neurological thing, and they made it out to be more quote unquote important than mine, kind of like comparing. And I hate that. I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired of people comparing my illness to someone else just because they're older. Like, okay,
Welcome to adulthood.
oh
You
my
can't
god.
always shoot straight, and some people will not fucking listen unless you paint the picture how they want to see it.
Some people won't
So
listen
for
unless you
them,
stop
you might
talking.
have to start with
Sometimes
positive.
you have to, like, stop talking, and then they want to listen. Once you shut up and you ignore them, then they want to listen. Then it's like, wait, wait, wait. Oh, because I stopped talking and I stopped enabling your way of disabling me. Like, okay, people
Well,
are
narcissists crave the kind of emotional reactions of the people around them, especially relatives and stuff. I don't want to go around like diagnosing anybody, but um the the reaction of wanting to listen, wanting your attention when you stop focusing on them is kind of the way a narcissist um thinks and reacts. They want the world to revolve around them, and when you get extremely emotional and react to things that they do, that's proof that they are central in your mind. So breaking that and the
And
silence and stuff, making them reach out to you is a I don't know, it's an interesting approach. I, I
yeah,
think
but
it's a good idea.
yeah,
Check
you're
this
right.
out, something that I'm glad we're all spreading awareness for. Out of California, had a seizure while driving. Seizure free for 12 years. We left at 4 a.m. I took 2 Advil PMs. I still only had an hour of sleep, 5 shots of coffee, been taking only 1 or 2 doses the last 7 months. I got too comfortable. I thought I was past it. Luckily, the car just went in a ditch. Nobody got hurt, and the car's just a little banged up. Luckily, it was a heavy car, too. Otherwise, I think we would have flipped. It's my fault, I know. I then proceeded to go to a party instead of sleep. Had another in the Uber. Both were about a minute, slept a full day. I'm now back on my 3 times a day Depakote for the past week and feel a little tired, but back to myself. Scared for the weight gain, but I'll just get back on GLP-1 like I did before. I know I'll probably go about 6 months before attempting to get my license back. My question is, now that I'm back on my meds correctly, do I have a chance to go back to seizure free? Will my insurance skyrocket? I have a really good rate now. Will the meds work the same as before? I'm really sad and depressed over this. I can tell my boyfriend's trying to be supportive, but I feel like he's scared of me now and will never let me drive again. I'm scared too. I have 2 kids. I've always been the main driver since I don't drink. I haven't worried about seizures in years. So this mama sounds overwhelmed. 12 years seizure free. I guess I can tell why she went back to driving, thinking she could run shit. But 5 shots of coffee, the Advil PMs, this is another lots of contributing factors when I think.
Isn't the PM part of the adult PM
Yeah,
diphenhydramine?
Benadryl. It's
So
Benadryl,
yeah,
and
when
Benadryl
it's
is
the absolute
notorious.
top,
It's
that's
like,
top
don't,
of the list of OTC drugs.
that you're not supposed to take. Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
probably
It's
why I would see like the Hat Man if I took one Benadryl, because I was like, what is going on? Whenever I take Benadryl, I'd be like, what the This
like
does get
overdosing on it? The shadow people?
Yeah, every time I'd take like 2 Benadryls when I was younger. I'd only when I was like 12 or 13, but I would see like figures and I was like, okay, either this is laced like those Tylenol killings or something's wrong, but I just stopped taking that and I still take
That's
PM,
it.
which isn't great, but on days I am overwhelmed, I take like 4 of those. But I digress.
It
Yeah,
sounds like this person took a sedative with a lot of caffeine, right? They said
Yeah, they
a
said
lot
like
of
5 shots after getting 1 hour of sleep. They took the PMs,
that's
got an hour, woke up, and total opposite, stimulant, more coffee, and then yeah, you know the rest.
Right.
everything
And
there.
then
Everything is bad there. I mean, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, everything there is just a toxic mix
I
for
agree with Kevin.
your brain. I mean, I mean the stuff in Tylenol PM we're not supposed to take. I mean, and the caffeine. It, I forget why we're not supposed to take the PM. Is that exactly
Your
Benadryl or?
threshold, yeah, it's
It's
exactly
that
Benadryl.
big
At
long D
least
word,
that's what they,
Dexena
yeah, it's
something.
dimethyl blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
something that sounds like a
I,
killer.
diphenhydramine.
oh, thank you.
Okay.
It's, yeah, that, and I have been taking Benadryl forever because I had surgery on my sinuses when I was 11 because of my severe allergies caused polyps, right? So they had me on like steroid nasal sprays after the surgeries and stuff. And I had to change the prescription every 3 months so I wouldn't get hooked on it, which is just bizarre when you're 11 years old to realize that they're like, you're gonna get hooked on this. I don't even like it. Yeah, anyway, so we did that for a few years until I just stopped. But then when I needed it, I just took Benadryl, for allergies. But yeah, that was the very first thing my epileptologist said is, don't you dare take Benadryl. And I was like, okay. Yeah, so I think combining that and the lack of sleep and the caffeine, just like Kevin said. Plus, I'm guessing there was some stress involved here if you're driving everybody everywhere.
Well,
I,
if you have
I
kids,
mean, if you're
and
yeah.
jumping up only an hour after going to bed with a Tylenol PM to take 5 shots,
I'm guessing you
there's
got a
not,
lot of
you don't do
stress.
that if you're
No.
living a chill, relaxed lifestyle.
Right.
Enough said. She had 2 kids.
Yes, well, yeah.
I always put support out there for the parents because kids are stressful and I could not do it. So I always praise y'all with epilepsy and children because
I thought I couldn't
could
do it
not do
either,
it.
and I did it.
You
Hey, did you
guys,
guys see that
and
post a
for
couple
women
hours
that have
ago?
given birth while epileptic.
Hey, I'm grateful for even having the diagnosis because I went straight to C-section. I did not even have to think about labor. But did you guys see that post earlier today about somebody who got really mad about the ER? They cut through her shirt and bra in the
Yeah,
ER.
I've
I got
seen
really
that.
mad
Yeah.
about
I
Oh
that
yeah.
too.
saw
I
that post
know,
like
right? Don't you just
5
feel
minutes
like the
ago.
$50 slipping away? Bras are stupid
Or a
expensive.
vintage T-shirt that I just got. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
the
Ah,
favorite
I didn't
t-shirt
even
that isn't
die.
made anymore, like that's
Take a
irreplaceable.
$500 T-shirt.
Spends $500 on a T-shirt. Jeez.
Stupid
Sorry, I
vintage.
mean,
What is $500 on the T-shirt?
I'm
And
just
how much is the
saying.
resale value in a year?
Well, they buy
Retro
it.
items.
It's a wear once.
Yeah,
Those are the people who wear stuff once. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like
Yes.
that's my thing is
they
like
money has no like. That's not a
Their
thing. They don't
I
think about
their
Pink
that.
Floyd. Yeah.
wardrobe closet is
I
like an entire wing of the house.
Yeah, I thrift all my clothes are thrifted, like all of them. There's probably 2% that are bought, and I usually end up hating them and throwing those ones away. And it's the ones that are thrifted that I keep forever. I've had
Yeah.
most of my clothes for like a decade at least, because when I was 10, I was like, I'm gonna wear this when I'm 20. I'm gonna go clubbing in this. Oh, I'm gonna definitely wear this. Oh yes, I'm gonna be skinny by this time. And she had some good style choices back then, I'm not gonna lie. 10-year-old Olivia did her shit. She did her shit. Good job. Good job, girl. You saved me money.
Yeah, this ugly shirt was $5. This was a
I feel like I
thrift
see you in a shirt
shirt.
every time.
Hmm?
I feel like I see you in the
It's
same shirt every time.
oh no, I just have
No,
several versions
no.
of this shirt. I have a lot of
Me with my black
uh
t-shirts.
There was the Star Wars shirt that I mean I remember seeing a Star Wars
yeah.
shirt one time. The break from
Hmm.
the button downs. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
reminds me of Grandpa. He only wears button downs. And then occasionally the t-shirt.
yeah. Yeah,
Please never
they're
be
all
scared to go to the emergency room wearing one of my Eagles jerseys. Oh God.
I got something here.
Eh, Well, that's a good reason to wear button downs. If you ever end up, the EMTs wouldn't need to cut that off of you.
I'm just gonna snatch off all the buttons.
I mean, it's easy to sew buttons back on.
Yeah.
Easier than replacing a $500 shirt.
My
Right.
favorite outfit is it's an all black suit where I got the button down quickly at Savers. The suit itself, H&M, and got it tailored. I'd be so pissed if they cut through the like any part of the suit, but the shirt I paid $10 for.
I can't remember the last time I bought a shirt, to be honest. I have shirts from so long ago. New shirts. I think I have a black t-shirt I bought for a specific outfit. That was that. But
I have an entire drawer dedicated to just plain black shirts. And they are all different in their own way. Okay? Some of them might be the same style, but one's a small and one's a medium and one's an extra small, depending on how I'm feeling that day. Maybe
It's
one's
like, have you seen Archer on FX, the cartoon?
Oh, I think so. I think I've
The like the spy voiced by H. John Benjamin,
seen.
who does Bob's Burgers too. But anyway, he's this narcissistic spy and he's got this whole wardrobe that's exclusively black turtlenecks and he is like extremely abusive towards his butler guy, but
what was his
there was one
name?
episode he
God,
was
not
talking to
him,
him about,
guys.
he wants him to come, when he gets back, he wants all of his turtlenecks sorted in terms, from black to slightly darker black. And, he's holding these two up and, like, this is clearly a black and this is a slightly darker black.
He does have
hold
a
on one
point.
second, Lufa. Hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but
He does
hold
have a
that
point.
thought.
Sorry.
Zyra, we have somebody new, you guys. I don't mean to put you out there, but usually, how
Hello,
you doing?
Zyra.
Hi.
How are
Hey,
you
nice to
today?
meet you.
Name is Twisted.
Welcome to the family.
Um, we usually start with what are you taking? When was your last seizure? And when were you diagnosed? My
Um,
last seizure was Sunday, unfortunately, but
uh, I read. Mm, I have aphasia from the whole
Um,
I don't know if you can see.
yeah.
Huh?
Joining the family for.
I can see.
Say you have amazing hair. Like your hair is beautiful. Your hair is gorgeous.
Yes, it is. It's gorgeous.
That
Even
is
with
the
that, it's still so
luscious
full.
locks. Those are
Yes.
beautiful. You and Pookie have like great hair.
Oh, thank you.
Totally.
Long, but not
Completely.
great.
No,
I
y'all's hair is
used to
gorgeous.
have it longer, but they shaved it when this happened.
What are you taking?
Bimpet. I actually have them on hand. Lacosamide, Bimpet, Sonisamide, and Clobazam.
I take Lamictal, 200 milligrams, twice a day for the rest of my life. But the other question was, when were you diagnosed?
In 2018.
Okay, not too long ago. Long ago though. When was your last seizure?
It's gonna be 3 years
Nice.
in October.
Okay, nice.
That
Oh,
is
that's something
awesome.
I
Yeah,
know.
round of applause for you.
Congratulations.
Just so you know, you are the star of the show now.
No, we still got Kevin. He's 6 going on 7, but
Oh, true, yes. But we do find reasons to celebrate anything and everything possible when it comes to this group. Yeah, for most of us, it would be like a month.
And guess what?
Absolutely.
And guess what?
If only we can have like birthday cake or something to go along with it.
Uh,
A bring your own cake party.
bring your own cake. Okay.
Okay, my bad. What's up?
We were talking about bring your own cake party.
BYOB? BYOC?
Oh.
We just like pick a day and we devote like, maybe it's like 5 to 6 or
Okay,
whatever
well,
hours work
just so you
best,
guys know,
it's like cake hour.
well, check this out. Nana just got roped into the timeshare idea. So now we have a selection of any hotels all over the world. And we're just going to be paying like $300 a month for the rest of our lives. But hey, now we have every reason to throw a party.
Nice. I never had a timeshare. They seem interesting.
I don't even
No,
know.
they
next
feel like a
question,
fucking
yes.
cult.
They've always confused me, and it always just seems like people
It
get
is
roped into
confusing.
them,
It is. That's
and
how she's
then
saying it
and
paid
then you can't
off.
get out.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yes, it might be paid off and all these benefits, but
You know what the HOA
anything.
do?
Oh, don't even start on HOAs in Florida. Ugh, talk about evil.
I see so much drama surrounding that. There's literal true crime cases surrounding just HOA. It is baffling.
They wouldn't have discovered the body if they didn't use the wrong trash can. And that's
but the
why
grass was not green enough, so that's how I knew.
Waste Management wouldn't touch that trash can, so nobody would have made the. Okay,
No
yeah,
one
this
ever
is off
uses
topic now.
yellow bags.
I can't figure out who in my old HOA called the wellness check on me. That seemed a little bit unnecessary.
That could have been anybody and everybody, or one of those, fake ass security guards driving by once a day. Now, check this out. Somebody's bringing up a concert app idea for epileptics. I don't know if an app like this exists, and if not, be sure to steal my idea because this might be an awesome app. I normally get nervous about going to concerts due to their potential triggering episodes. Because of this, I like to watch videos of concerts to kind of prep myself for the experience. But then I thought, what if there was a social app where the epileptic community can share not only their experience at the concert, but also rate on a scale how triggering it may have been for themselves or somebody else? For example, users can rate on a scale of 1 to 5 how intense are the light, noise, triggering the concert may be overall, followed by a text box you can fill out. Oh, they're getting specific on this one. Even though photosensitivity is rare, it should be 100% accounted for. Besides, there are other criteria like loud, repetitive noises and anxiety itself that can trigger these episodes. I feel with an app like this, we would not only alleviate the anxiety about going to a concert, but also continuing learning about how epilepsy affects people, because it really does affect us all differently. I would love to hear your feedback on this idea, and again, steal it if you want.
I think
All
that would
right,
be
Cookie,
great
your
for
opinion. Okay,
oh,
go ahead.
sorry. I think that would be great for like concerts and like clubs or bars or any like socialite type of thing for like I think that would be I would totally use that to my advantage because
Even
if I've walked into like even restaurants sometimes and I'm like there's no way this place is so overwhelming. The guy is singing at the top of his lungs in a really wrongly tuned mic. Um, and I was already not feeling well, and the lights are fluorescent. So I think that would be
The throbbing,
great.
stopping. Uh-huh. Okay.
could also throw in movies as well.
Mhm.
Like
Oh
even if
my
it's
god.
just
Yeah.
like you could also do like movies themselves, but throw in like theaters if you wanted to get like location specific, because some places are like a little, they can
Well, it would be nice if
it's
there
different.
were like maybe locations where you could, if it's not like a popular movie or something, or maybe like uh, there's not a lot of people, if they would be able to turn down the
Well,
sound or to, maybe have someone come in and check every couple 20 minutes or throughout the movie just to make sure you haven't had a seizure or something like feedback like that, like, oh, the staff here were really helpful with my disability or things like that. I
That's
think would be great.
that's
But
how that would be the best way to go about phrasing it, is like
mhm.
how receptive the the people who work there are, and how like they can accommodate you if you need anything, you know.
where do y'all live?
I'm in California.
America.
Rufa,
Rhode
come
Island.
on, man.
America.
In the Midwest.
I'm in New York.
I'm in
New York, not the city, but yes, the state of New York.
Ooh, where
I love how people
actually
always have to clarify that because if you're not from like the East Coast, you will automatically assume it's New York City, which is hysterical because there's so much more to New York than just the
how
city.
how
Beautiful.
far north are you, Annie?
Um, I am on the south shore of Lake Ontario, but I
Oh,
used
okay.
to
So
live very
pretty far
close
up
to
there.
Niagara Falls. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I grew
My
up
boss is
closer
from
to Niagara
Plattsburgh,
Falls.
so he still has his Plattsburgh phone number, and people when he calls, no one answers because they're like a 516. No, what?
What? Who is
Do
this?
you
Plattsburgh, man.
do you
That's yeah.
know that bridge that goes on forever over the water? I always forget the name of that bridge, but it's like it's so long. There's always traffic on it, and it's like it's horrifying to be on because there's so many cars and trucks.
You're
But
talking about
it
one in New York?
yeah, I think it crosses either the border of Jersey and New York
Hudson?
or
The Hudson or the Brooklyn Bridge?
Yeah.
it's
The
either
Brooklyn
Brooklyn or
Bridge.
yeah, I think it might be the Brooklyn Bridge or
Brooklyn's usually more annoying,
yeah.
crowded. I
Yeah.
mean, from
But there's
my
just this I just remember being a kid and there was just this one that like there were trucks on, like big trucks. And I was there were like I was afraid it was gonna open up for the boats to come through while we were on it. And I was freaking out in the back seat. I was like, get me off this fucking bridge right now. This is horrifying.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, you would really enjoy places where I grew up. because we're on Erie Canal. So yeah, that's a little different. They do have bridges that lift up when boats go under through the canal.
That was
But I'm gonna have to get going, guys, because I'm making dinner. I'll pop back in later. All right, love you guys.
Alright,
Okay. Later, Dwayne.
I
Yeah,
got something here,
drawbridges
you
and
guys.
train arms are just as bad for me. Go ahead.
I got something that says, anyone else think living is a hassle at this point? Lately, between things happening in my personal life and just seeing all the struggles from other epileptics, I've started to consider that my existence is more of a chore to myself and everyone around me than it actually is living. My shit memory is likely going to cost me my job soon. Driving alone is a risk. Doing anything independently or alone is a huge risk, and I have no freedom. Like, what the hell do I even do at this point? The question was, is life was a hassle at this point? And I don't think so. I think just this person sounds like they're early in it. Give it some time.
Yep.
And I feel
Yeah,
like this is falling in with kind of a lot of the posts that we've been seeing today. It's like people just aren't feeling that good right now, you know? But
Yeah.
you got to remember it's meds, it's our situation.
I'm pretty sure there's something with a full moon going on that I read about or
Could be
something.
wrong.
'Cause,
Oh,
like,
yeah, could be right. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because I have not
Werewolves of
feeling.
London.
And the moon always does something, something with the Earth, the moon and the stars. But yeah, it is a
Yeah.
hassle actually. But it is a hassle. It will always be a hassle, I think, and that might not be encouraging. But for me, like, I know it's a hassle, and I thought that I had my mom by my side, and then to recently find out that she's not as by my side as I really hoped and thought that she was is heartbreaking to me. Like, I feel like I just lost my second mom now. I just lost my grandma and I just lost my mom. So it's really hard.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
sorry.
it's okay. But
I'm sorry.
it's shit happens. But,
love
if
the
you find
attitude.
different outlets, like, this group really helps me because I don't have any therapy or anything like that because they deny me and shit, and they're so far away, and I'm so dependent on my mom, I don't have all the information that I would like to have, and I'm trying to get it, but, if you can figure out the ways to be independent, whether it's getting, you know, help from the government, which I know is hard right now, especially with all the tax cuts going around. It's scary. Um, but it's epilepsy is just a hassle of a. It's not fun. There's nothing that I love about being epileptic. If I could not
But the
have,
longer you live with it, you know you're getting experience that you're going to use in the future.
yeah, yeah, just like with
Learning how to navigate the system of all the paperworks and when you need the assistance,
mhm,
working with the people who are supposed to like have your back, but obviously nobody's always going to be there 100%. So if you can
Yeah.
maintain that positivity
yeah,
of understanding why you do have a reason to tough through the hassle of it, then that's going to come
and I
in really
think
really useful in the future.
understanding too that in the long run, like, you are alone. Like, your soul is like, you may have a soulmate, like my cat was my soulmate, or you may have someone you're married to that you love very dearly, or, anything like that. But at the end of the day, it's just you and your head, and it's just you and your body, and it's just you and your illness. So it's like, um, you gotta kind of figure out how to accept being alone and being like it feels how dependent you are on everyone. It's crazy how lonely you still feel. Um, but understanding and grabbing some of that power back and understanding that it's okay to be alone and that it's okay to sit with your thoughts sometimes.
Being alone is the best.
What?
Being alone is the best.
That's what I like to be. I love being alone.
Yes, I
And it's
love being
something you have
alone.
to like learn. You have to kind of learn to love it. I mean, I already loved it because I'm autistic, but I, it's also like I struggled with the social part of life because it was like I wanted to be like my peers. But it's okay to be alone. It's okay to like to have time to yourself. It's okay to eat alone. It's okay. That's okay. And it's I don't know. My head's kind of scurry today.
If I can add something really quick, you mentioned benefits, and this may be a very small way to help. My depending where you live, this is a really important thing. Depending where you live, um, my state congressman helped me get benefits. I went to his office. He helped me fill out the forms, manage or go through all that bureaucratic nonsense. So that may be because I know I don't want to get political, but um, my many years ago I was trying to figure that out, and my state congressman helped me figure that out. So that may be helpful for people. Just trying to help.
I got a comment here. It says, I have days like this often. However, the logic you're using is your own brain attacking you. You're not a burden to those people around you. You want to be there. They want you to be there as much as you don't want to be there. However, you may be. It's just really hard for us to see that sometimes. I'd suggest talking to your doctor. I'm on meds and that have helped keep those feelings suppressed. We all fight every day and we're going to keep doing it because that is the only option. Tomorrow is always worth the battle.
Hallelujah.
Another one says, I say this all the time. I love life. I hate life. I love life. I hate living. I have no desire to commit suicide. But on the other hand, as my brain slowly gets fried, I don't know what I'm going to do. Factor in genetic disposition for dementia, and my outlook does not look good. There's definitely some point in the future where I will need to put an end to this, but I do not desire to do it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It's an odd comment, but thoughts on
That
that?
sounded like something that was just totally negative on top of it.
That's what I was thinking.
Wow.
Sounds like they just telling somebody, "Yeah, I do this too." Have at it.
Way to not help with your comment at all.
Yeah, that's feeling like a thumbs down vibe for me.
I mean, I hate that this person is feeling that way as well. It's just sort of time and place, time and place.
Pretty much. I guess I'll be back in a little bit.
Mark, you had something?
What?
I thought you had something earlier.
What, what was the point, or the question that there was?
The person was just asking anyone else think life is a hassle, and we were going through posts, and I was asking what you think of that last comment.
So yeah, that last comment, and didn't they end with, I don't know what I'm gonna do? I mean, didn't it sound like they do kind of know that they're eventually gonna, you know,
When alive,
I don't, yeah, it seems, it
No, it's
seems
not the refrigerator.
not
Oh,
only
shit. Sorry.
not helpful to the original person's question, but it it seems kind of not even really honest with themselves. Um, I don't know. It's an awkward subject to try to talk around. Um,
I think when it comes to like the epilepsy and mental health, it really intertwines a lot, and it leaves like a lot of us suicidal and depressed and angry. And I think the important thing to note is that it's not uncommon, and that if there are other people that have gotten through it and have found ways to overcome that, then we could potentially too. Um, so, I think it just really matters on how you're gonna perceive the ongoing future with it, because it's not going to be easy at all, you know. It's just but it gets more manageable, I think is a good word to use. It gets manageable, and sometimes things don't work out ideally, which sucks a lot, especially when you planned for it. But, maybe it's another path to find something that you really like Poopy starting this group. Never would have happened if you didn't take that expensive photo shoot. Who knows?
It sounds like, oh, sorry, did I interrupt?
No, I was just
Looks
showing the
good.
body armor superior hydration.
Yeah, stay hydrated always. It seems like so many of these people feel like burdens, but I mean, uh, just because you feel like a burden, I mean, it doesn't mean you are one. It just means you're carrying this guilt alone. I mean, and that's one of the biggest problems with this whole the, 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 the guilt and shame, carrying this alone. And uh, you have to find a vent for that to lift that burden feeling off. Maybe build a network and always seek help. That's
I
my
would have
advice I
checked
have,
myself
if
into
I have anything.
I would have checked myself into a psych hospital by now if I didn't have these groups to look forward to. So it's like at least to have something to maybe, somewhere where you feel like, okay, these people get me, so I don't have to go to extreme lengths to either feel forgotten so that I don't feel ambushed, or to be alone, you know?
Come join Epilepsy Universe and the In Season podcast.
Go
That's
Warriors.
Best epilepsy podcasting group ever. I think we can all agree, right? Oh yes.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
The I'm okay. Does anyone else do that? Whenever I have a seizure, the only thing I can say is I'm okay when I'm seizing. I have absent seizures, so I can still speak and somewhat aware of my surroundings, but can't use enough of my brain to answer questions or move. So if I'm asked a question like, "What's your name?" I will respond with, "I'm okay." I assume the reason I do this is because it's often the last thing I say before I usually go into a seizure. The last thing my brain remembers, so it keeps repeating it, or that it's the most simple thing that my brain can think of to reassure everyone that I am, in fact, okay. I want to know if this happens to anyone else. Is this some kind of aura warning sign of your seizures? like it is for mine?
Yep.
You think so?
Yep.
Oh, man,
Well,
if you keep thinking.
I
I
mean,
wouldn't
they-
always call it an aura.
yeah, I would say they are having an absence seizure. You know, it's not an aura; they are seizing.
I
Yeah.
yeah, when I have like moments where I kind of like just stare off and I stumble my like when I was walking home from the pool and I collapsed, I didn't lose full consciousness. I was still like I was very confused. I forgot where I was. I forgot what neighborhood I was in. I didn't know where I was going at that point. But I was still like aware. And I think for me, I keep telling myself it isn't a seizure. I don't know why. I think it's just because my mom and wouldn't think it is unless I had
It
like a
most
con-
likely was.
but I feel like they are seizures because they happen a lot, especially since switching off the Capra, I experienced them a lot again. So I would relate it to my seizures. But when the kind couple came and picked me up off the sidewalk, um, I couldn't. I always have a problem with my right eye and my left arm and my right hand. Like I can't ever get those three limbs and like my especially my right eye gets super heavy where it feels like I can't open it and it's like this and I'm like, hey. So I look drunk, but all I could get out was either it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, because I'm trying to tell myself it's okay, you're almost home, it's okay, you're almost home, while trying to convey to them like it's okay, I'm almost home, but confused. And so then and then my second word is epileptic, that's those are the two words. I'm okay, or three, I guess. I'm okay or epileptic. I just go epileptic, epileptic, because I can't form a complete sentence and I can't figure out I can't do all that at once. So the only thing I can figure out to do is to say what's going on right now, which is what I believe to be an epileptic episode of some sort. But with my testing, they didn't. I don't know how you diagnose absent seizures, but I believe I have them because they there's so many moments like that that I just don't relate to my mental health, but I relate more as like a seizure because it hurts kind of and it I get confused and my mom is like asking me a question, but I'm like in the middle of whatever's going on and I just have to be like the only thing I can say to her is can't talk, can't talk, can't talk. And she doesn't understand it at all. She's like, "Well, I need you to say something." So, and I'm like, "I can't." Like, what? So, Angel, take it away.
Lupa. I have those staring spells. And I didn't know I was having them at all.
Do
Those
your
are the
pupils
absent
widen
seizures.
when that happens?
Yes, you do
Mine
feel
do too.
funny. And I didn't know I was having them at all. Um, when I was with my wife, she noticed them and she would look into my eyes. This is what she told the neurologist. Like she could literally tell I'm not home right now. Like, you know, and as for the question goes, Pookie, the I'm okay part, I think it comes both to how many times people ask us, like, they're worried that we're having a seizure with every single little step that we have to reply, I'm okay, that it becomes redundant out of it. But yeah,
And then you get annoyed by people asking.
yeah.
Yeah.
But and usually, unless you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, like driving with an absent seizure, you're going to be okay. Unless they go on for hours, you will feel that. Um, if it's long enough, you will feel that loss of sense of time and everything. But other than that, you'll be okay. You know.
Someone in the comments said, I just say, I'll always try to tell someone what's going on, but is the most my brain can put together. I'm basically narrating the loading screen. That's a good one.
Have definitely been on both ends of that where I can say I'm okay, and that's it. And also been at just um um luckily the people that I work with know that when I'm doing that I just need to sit and wait for it to pass. But if it happens out in the wild, people are like so confused.
Someone said, the strange thing is I say I have to go and then I get up and leave. That's rough.
I would argue that that person should stay. If they're around people, it's sort of like why like deprive yourself of people who can help if something actually does happen, you know?
Um, I told someone I had to leave and I just happened to be inside of his house. So that was a good thing. Even though I think I could have stayed because he knew what was going on at that point. And he was like, okay, he was watching over me. But
Yeah.
yeah, you can't say that you want to stay somewhere after people start talking to you. It was just like, oh, it was just like, I don't know why you're talking to me.
And
And
well, no, it depends on the type of seizure though. If you know it's just gonna be like um sort of a overstimulated, like I need my space right now because my brain is gonna be a little like wonky for the next like 5-10 minutes, then yeah, take a step away. That's gonna help. But if you know it's gonna be like a big one, don't leave. Don't leave. Like, don't have a tonic when you're alone. You know what I mean?
been there. Um,
I was
I
going to say
think
that
most
happened
of
to
my
Tuna.
tonics I've had alone.
Same. Yeah.
Like
But
majority, I'd say the first one I ever had was in a closet when I was 11 alone. So, um, yeah, I'd say most of mine have been by myself and I've survived. Yay! I
actually,
tonic-clonic seizures. Have you ever seen the I Survived books? I always use that reference.
so Pookie, I don't know if this has ever gotten brought up. Um, but have we ever done an icebreaker? Because I haven't been on all the streams. For what was the situation for your first seed?
Oh, I'll go first.
go ahead.
So
Aphasia. It's okay.
um, so I had my first seizure ever. All the cues were there. I had a metallic taste in my mouth. The food tasted badly. I couldn't drink uh or ugh, tasted badly. I couldn't uh smoke for anything I touched or put in my mouth. Ugh, tasted ugh, and I was sleepy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good sign too.
Yeah.
When I was asked for something, there goes the aphasia again. I couldn't remember when I think fast enough. When I could recall, think, uh, for passwords, you name it. Um,
And
and
how old were you when that happened?
3 days before my birthday, my 30th birthday.
Okay, so you were 29. All right, that's how old I am now. Pookie, how or like what was your first seizure situation?
Is it wrong if I don't remember?
It's not wrong, and that's okay. You can just say that. That's okay.
What's the first one you remember?
Oh yeah, I guess that would be a like one you could answer. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say my first one. I was run over by a car when I was little. This is the reason I have it now. So, um, yeah, I was in a coma for 33 days, and I had a seizure back then. I was told, and then the first one I would say I experienced was at school. My first one 11 years later when I was 16. Um, and I wouldn't even say that one because that one was confusing. I actually did not know what happened. So, yeah, they were just like, you had a seizure. And I was at the emergency room and then I went home. Next few days later, I had another one. Then they were like, you have epilepsy. So, the second one I remember because they told me I had a seizure. And then the second time it happened, I peed on myself in class and I was like, oh my goodness. And they were like, you had a seizure. And yeah, and those peas didn't stop for the next 5. And then I had one without. And I was like, all right, I got one and I didn't pee on myself. Um,
I guess. Next we'll try and keep the gender swap going as best we can. Sailor Mom, what do you got?
Okay, so I was 44. I worked at an ice cream shop,
Wait,
and
you were 44? How old are you? What?
I'm 49.
Does
And
anybody else believe that? Because
no,
I don't. Anyway,
No,
okay.
no.
I
Back
just
on
learned
I
to
track.
have
believe
I
it.
have so many more wrinkles now than I had before I got epilepsy. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I was very happy. Yeah, nobody believed I was my age when I was there at the ice cream shop either because I worked with teenagers and like people who were like 21. Anyway, so it was extremely hot and it was during the wildfires that turned the sky red in the Bay Area. And the air conditioners went out in the top of the ice cream shop. And because freezers produce heat on the backside when you're working behind them, we were clocking at like 130 degrees behind the freezers for like a week and a half maybe, and we were propping the front door and the back door open so the air was going through. And so of course we're breathing all of those carcinogens from the fires too. And after having like it was really common for me to work like 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, sometimes 6. Decorated ice cream cakes, and I really liked my job, and I liked being at the ice cream shop. It was a fun place to be. Anyway, I got heat stroke, I think, because I had had sunstroke and heat stroke one other time when I was in
Same.
my early 20s, and I think that I got it, and I went home that night and I was really kind of out of it. And I guess I was talking to my family. I don't really remember. And they said I was talking gibberish. And they
Wait,
told me just to go to
I'm
bed.
sorry to pry. I have a question about the sun sick and the heat sickness, has anyone ever like questioned you or like laughed at you like you were joking when you said that? Because people have like acted like I was just saying that for shits and giggles, and I'm like,
No,
no.
I have pictures of myself with sun poisoning,
Yeah.
where I was in
People
Florida
are like, you
in
can't
my
get
early
poisoned from the
20s.
sun.
Oh no! Oh
Well,
yes, you
and it's
can.
What
it's
what
It
do
was
not
you
like
even
think cancer is
red
sun cancer is
hives,
from?
and I
and
was
it's not even
peeling.
just the sun
UV.
or
No,
the
It's
yeah.
sorry, it's not even just like the radiation, it's also like the dehydration. People
Mm-hmm.
don't realize how much water like comes out when we sweat and it's hot.
Right.
Like
Right.
And if
I
you have
got home from work
hyperhidrosis,
today.
anything else like that, it does not help.
What was that?
Yeah. So anyway,
Hyperhidrosis.
Oh,
that was the first time that I got sun poisoning and heat stroke. Anyway, the second, so then I was at the shop and I think I got in. So I came home and I was talking nonsense, and I guess they told me to go to bed. I went to bed, and sometime in the middle of the night, I stopped breathing, had SUDEP, and my husband happened to wake up just in time as I was foaming and slowly, slowly stopping breathing. And yeah, he managed to turn me on my side because I didn't have an epilepsy diagnosis or anything like that. And luckily he did that. And I started breathing easier. They called 911. Paramedics came. And when they got there, they said, "What did you take?" And I said, "Nothing." And they said, "Okay, you got to come with us." And my husband said, "Come on, honey, you gotta go." And I said, "No, I have to work tomorrow. I'm going back to bed." And I tried to go back to bed in my postictal state. And they were like, "No, no, no, you really have to come." So that was
of
my first, yeah. And I don't know, I think probably I had another one somewhere between the ambulance and the hospital, because after that, I don't remember very much. And then they told me like I would never have another one. This happens sometimes, and you'll never have another one. Don't worry about it. And 1 month and 3 days later, I had my license back, and I was at work. And I guess I started acting, talking weird to one of my coworkers, who was one of my friends. And she was like, "I don't think you should drive." And she was like, "Give me your keys and let me call your husband." And
hang on.
I,
So I'm gonna let you like absolutely you should finish this, but
uh
remember we were just talking about
I
first.
know, I
So
know,
totally
I know.
finish this one. Okay. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they told me I would never have, this is like your only one ever. It would never happen. This was the start of not that at all. But he picked me up. We only lived 5 minutes from the shop. He picked me up. I started sobbing as soon as I got in the vehicle and apologizing. The guilt, horrifying guilt. We got to the house. He told me to eat something. I told him the egg roll tasted like sawdust. I put it down on the table, and I immediately did a tree fall onto the couch in front of all 5 of my kids and my husband. So
It's on the
that was my
couch though.
first. Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, at least I missed the floor. Definitely.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been
Couch is
pretty,
always
but
better.
but yeah, so that was my real like, okay,
Oh,
this
okay.
is not just a yeah. So anyway, okay, I'm done. Bye.
Oh, sorry. No, I wasn't trying to rush you. I just know Pokey likes to keep the schedule going. Mark, what do you got?
Oh no, I don't mind. Mark, when was your first seizure?
Yeah,
What do you remember?
like what was
Um,
the situation that happened in your first seizure? Like where were you? What happened, sort of thing, you know?
well, that depends on
All of these have been,
the
well, it depends. Don't
yeah,
worry.
so I'll say um wait, what was it? How old was I or how long ago was it? Are you
Well,
What was your first
um
seizure? What was it
your
like?
first seizure. Yeah, 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 yeah.
first
Like normally the question for newcomers is like, when was your last seizure? But my
yeah.
question to everybody is now, when was your first seizure?
Well, The first time I had an EEG and an MRI investigating for seizures was when I was 15.
But you hadn't
There
had
was
one prior to
There
that?
was it was an incident where I was learning to drive my learner's permit,
Yeah.
15, so my mom was in the seat next to me and I just kind of didn't slow down when there was a car making a left-hand turn in front of us. And she kind of freaked out about that, so we did all these tests, the sleep deprived EEG, and the MRA came back clear. Um, and they assured me I did not have epilepsy and cleared me to drive. So that was, yeah, 15. So I
So
just,
yeah, that was your first
yeah,
seizure basically when you were learning to drive. Like you, even if it was a small one,
probably,
like while you
probably,
were driving, you probably just had an absent
maybe,
seizure,
uh,
you know?
yeah, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily want to give them that one, but the first time I definitely had a seizure was sometime in retrospect, what was a a focal as I experienced them. Um I recall started happening around 2014.
Yeah.
So, and the MRIs and everything that was back in 20, or not 20, it was in 1999. So,
Yeah.
99,
1999? I was born in 96. What is happening?
wait, I might have the years wrong. I just turned 39,
I'm
like
29.
the Friday. Yeah,
So if you
yeah,
are
so
like, how old were you when it happened?
I've got the a copy of like of the picture of the MRI,
All
like
right,
right
you
here.
grab that. We're gonna have Lufa do her first seizure story. If they feel it, like, do you feel comfortable sharing that? Up to you.
My mom and her ex were arguing, and I went into a closet because I just wanted to get away from it.
Right. You said you
And
were 11 when that happened.
yeah, I was 11, and I thought that it was just a few minutes that I was in the closet because when I came back to, it was silent, and all I heard was my name being yelled and that the police were going to be called. And I opened the closet door and I looked out, and I was really confused and I had a headache, and I was like, what's the problem? Why are we mad at me now? What did I do? And my mom was like, oh my God, I was so worried about you. And my mom's ex was like, you worried us. You just ruined my day. Now I have to go drink a glass of wine. Girl, you were already gonna drink a glass of wine. What are you talking about? You had wine this morning
That
for your
that's a bad response. That is a bad response. I don't
well,
like that.
and they didn't I don't think they knew I had a seizure. I didn't even know I had a seizure
Oh
until
yeah, you don't when it
older.
first happens. You don't.
Yeah, when I, older through this group too, I realized that that was probably my first ever seizure because it marks all of the territories of my current seizures. And so it would make sense as to
I
why I
agree. Yeah.
woke up 2 hours, 3 hours later and I was confused and thought it had only been 5 minutes and my mouth was like kind of wet and bit. And I was like,
Yeah.
maybe it
It's
was
the
just
biting. We're
anxious.
biters. We're all
Maybe it was just
biters.
a panic attack. I don't know, guys. I don't know what happens, but I got in trouble for my first seizure.
Well, you shouldn't have gotten in trouble. That's not fair. All right. Don't, like, know that everyone here, respects
But
you and understands. Mark, you got your. Oh yeah. Let's see.
You see the resemblance? Yes, this was me, 15 years old, uh, 2003.
There
This
we
one
go.
right here. Get the eyes.
All right, we got
Yeah.
Angel, we got Kevin, and then we can move on. But I want to make sure everyone, gets covered. All right.
Um,
But
my first,
Oh, and Kate.
if I
So
wanted to grab like a drink from there,
what?
okay, my first seizure, I was walking, I was 14, and I was barely 14, I should say. Um, and I was walking to school. I was on my way to school for the morning. Um, and next thing I know, I wake up in the ER. The people in the ER tell my parents they think it was a seizure. Nothing, nothing comes out of it, no diagnosis or nothing. Few months later, I have a grand mal right in front of my parents, and that was my second seizure, pretty much. And I get Dilatin given to me, and another couple weeks, another grand mal, and then a few weeks later, I saw my first neurologist, and I was officially diagnosed epileptic, um, with epilepsy, I should say. Um,
What kind?
um, they diagnosed me back in 1997, Kevin. I mean, Brandon, with complex partial seizures, which is now
PNS.
focal impaired awareness.
Oh,
And my seizures start from the left and go to the right, which is what Anne helped me to understand because she has similar ones, um, which is focal to bilateral. Um, and um, my first seizure aware actually happened in 2022. 2022, yeah, 22. And that's when I started getting clusters and stuff. Um, and when I saw my neurologist too, we were talking about the absence seizures, and he thinks the absence seizures go far beyond, like he can't properly like properly diagnoses, but he thinks the absence seizures started way before um my first seizure. So
mm.
yeah,
Nice. Thank you so much, Angel. And
you're
Kevin,
welcome.
I guess besides me, I'll wrap it up, I guess. But Kevin, you're up next. Oh wait, and Kate. Sorry, Kate joined. We haven't heard about Kate's first. So Kevin, you first, and then when Kate gets back, she'll be after you. Okay.
Sure. Got some interesting ages here. We got 76, two people from 1986, and you're 96, right?
Mhm.
Okay then.
No,
Yeah, my
I'm 89.
I was born in the
right,
2000s.
yeah.
Still a baby.
I know. Yeah. Sorry. Like you were Lufa. You were definitely the baby of the group. As the only person born after 2000.
Okay, well
It's
that's why I
okay.
have the least amount of wrinkles, guys.
Well,
Gosh,
exactly. Like your skin looks the
gosh.
best.
Where's my
Exactly.
cradle?
Don't worry. You're like we love and appreciate you anyway.
All across the age spectrum. It's good to have. Okay. My first seizure was like right over there, like 5 feet across from me. It was right after Christmas, and you know how Christmas is. It's just, terrible food, sugary food, and so I pretty much just cookies for breakfast. Um, Cookies and hot chocolate for breakfast. So yeah, that's a cocktail for, you know, set your brain off. And just playing video games. And yeah, that was my first grand mal seizure back then. It's a tonic-clonic seizure now. So I don't remember what happened. That was 27 years ago. So yeah, I think I just woke up in the hospital or the ambulance ride, and since then, I don't remember when my next seizure. It could have been 6 months after, could have been a year after, but it was good riding for many years. My first neurologist was he wacko, but he referenced to me by my PCP, who all my records, all my medical records from then are gone. I don't know where they are. So, but because they're with my PCP who died, and so, but when I went to University of Pennsylvania, they keep really good records. That's an excellent hospital. Yeah, so yeah, they started doing really good work. Got me on good medicines. Get my myoclonics under control, and yeah, they're excellent. And then I got my VNS about, what is it? I don't know.
Sorry to pry.
7 or 8. Hmm? Oh, sorry.
Sorry to
What was
pry.
that?
Um, does the VNS actually work?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. And I got that about 7 or 8 years ago. I should look that up, the exact date. But I got
That's
that.
why
I think I
that's why
got.
Kevin's are like big celebrity where he's had the longest run.
But you got to do everything else too. You got to
We
maintain the
all want to be
meds
like
and
Kevin.
everything, the lifestyle, the yeah. Sorry, there's a fly there. I wasn't waving at you. I was waving at the fly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to keep up with the medicines and everything still. It's not just the VNS. So, um, yeah, and I've had ups, I've had downs, but I'm glad to be here. And next person.
Yeah, so Kate, I posed the question because Pookie always asks about, when new people arrive, what their last seizure was. So I was curious to know about everyone's first. Uh, if you don't mind sharing the story, absolutely go for it.
Okay. So this is somebody else's take from it was a call home. It happened at school. That was the one that actually negated
Interesting.
some medical attention. Obviously, 2020 hindsight, chances that was actually my first seizure is like zero. But that was the first one that, like I said, warranted any attention. The first one I could get a record of, and it was pretty standard ER. They assumed from what I heard that I was on something. Uh, Family arrived in time to stop the Narcan and got my referrals, pretty bill, and sent back to class.
Oh,
But they took my license.
oh.
Kate had like the fastest one out of everyone. Jesus, wow.
And as you can tell, my seizures are the kind where I don't remember. Lots of my foci are deep in that pretty little hippocampus.
There we go. Such is life. All these fun brain things.
Yeah, and just a heads up, if anybody comes to like the boonies, the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, there's Amish people everywhere. So heads up, it is like freaky looking outside.
If you
These
head on up to
babies with
where
no shoes.
if you head
I
on up to
want to
where
see
Annie
Amish
is,
paradise.
Weird Al
Angel.
fan.
They're still in upstate New York, you're saying?
Oh, so Annie was saying that she's up in upstate New York. Yeah, and the closer you get to like southern Ontario, the more Mennonites there are. Mennonites are Amish people like who actually will use electricity in cars. It's so weird. Or no, wait,
Yes, I'm a
maybe not
Mennonite,
cars.
darling. Both of my
Oh,
grandfathers were Mennonite ministers.
oh, that's so funny.
my
Okay,
my husband and I were
no one
married
ever
by
knows
my
about Mennonites.
Mennonite grandfather minister on their
Keeping the
property.
lifestyle alive.
Yeah, we're not.
You know,
Well,
when I bring up Mennonites, no one
nobody
ever
knows
knows.
it.
No
You,
one knows about it. Yeah.
you know what the funniest thing about Mennonites is? They actually broke away from the Amish like 100 years ago, 200 years ago, because they felt the Amish were too liberal. Is that the funniest thing ever? When I learned that, I was like, "Oh, come on, you're using cars." But there's different levels of Mennonite. There is Old Order Mennonite, which is where you're almost like an Amish, almost. You have a horse and buggy. You wear coverings, the things on, you sew your own clothing. There's a whole list of things, and then there's things that, and each church has a guy who tells them what they're allowed to do under their Old Order Mennonite rules, I guess, because each church is different. And then there's like New Order Mennonites where, oh, there's Black Bumper Mennonites where you're allowed to have a car, but you have to make sure that it doesn't have any chrome on it, and you can have electricity and stuff. It's really weird. And then there's the New Order Mennonites, which are completely like basically, regular, Christian kind of people using just cars and electricity. They're integrated with society. But the thing about New Order Mennonites is they don't believe, or any of Mennonites, they don't believe in war. They're conscientious objectors, no matter
Pacifists.
what. So that's part of the reason that they like some of the old orders stay that way, is they can't be drafted and things like that. Like, well, and also they're carrying on. And my grandmother was an Order of Mennonite. My great grandmother.
Okay, so hold up. If this group had clogs on, is that like definitely Amish?
That could be Mennonite too, because a lot of Mennonites are German, and or Dutch. A lot of them are Dutch and wear clogs. Oh my goodness, so many of my like second and third cousins had shoes like that at the family reunions. So, and it's really hard to tell the difference between Old Order and Amish. It's very subtle.
Okay, never mind. They weren't clogs. I'm told they were Crocs. So somebody wearing Crocs, is that like an accepted material, or is that definitely
that would be Mennonites probably. I don't know that Amish.
Oh, okay,
They might allow you. I don't know.
Crocs were the shoes that got used in the movie Idiocracy. I hope everyone knows that. They are literally the shoe that was shown to be everyone is stupid, society is failing, let's put them all in these shoes. Guess what? Everyone's wearing fucking Crocs.
I don't have a pair.
There was
I've never owned a
Please
pair.
tell me that's not more popular in America than like Europe or any other continent.
they're what Bob and Bob's Burgers wears. They can't be that bad. They're
But
comfy.
Bob is Bob. We love Bob.
Yeah.
Right, Tilly? We love Bob. We love Bob and his burgers. Yes. See? He agrees.
But I wanted to ask, don't the Amish and the Anabaptist, or don't they for the Amish and the Mennonites, don't they both fall under the
Yes,
umbrella of
yes, they're both
Anabaptist?
Anabaptist. Yeah, that was their original like breakaway with Menno Simons, right? And the
Oh,
letter on the church door. I'm assuming you know what I'm talking about, Mark, because you seem to have some kind of
I
Vaguely, I
don't.
have
history of this.
some Dutch family up in
Yeah,
Michigan,
right. So you probably
so
know a little bit about that. Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit.
Yep,
Uh,
they both came from that particular line, the Anabaptists. Yeah, absolutely.
I have to go.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
but
goodbye,
Nice
Sarah.
meeting
Have a
you.
great rest
It
of
was
your
so
night.
great
Thank
to
you so
meet
much for
you.
Thank
joining
you for
us.
coming.
We'll be
Hi,
back on
Come
Friday.
Jeff.
today,
Yes.
later
Yes,
today.
Black
come
Friday.
come back on Friday or next
Yes,
Tuesday. Either one. Come back.
I promise not to talk as much.
We're all talking. It's
Uh,
We'll be here if you want to come back later too.
all right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon,
Yes.
you were the next one to tell us about your first seizure.
Oh, right. I forgot that
Now,
I.
you're not
Sorry,
getting
I
out of
went
this
I
off on
forgot
the
I was
I
today.
in
went off on the
on the
Mennonite thing. Sorry.
docket. No, no, it's
No,
okay.
I had to take the blame on that one. I'm sorry, you guys, but thank you for keeping track. That is the once again why you are the leader of this one.
Yes, thank you so much, Poopy. And also, after me is going to be Jeff, so we can, or he can get a minute to think about it. So my first seizure, I had just finished up a day of work, um, and I was standing out front, just like shooting the shit with my boss and my other coworker. We were talking about like the prices of. I think there was like some bike parts that we all wanted to order. I'm pretty sure it was bike parts. Um, and then all of a sudden, I wake up to the EMTs over me, my boss standing there saying, "Oh, thank God, I thought you died because your lips were blue." And yeah, um, got taken to the hospital. But when I first had the seizure, I fell backwards and I was already wearing my bike helmet. So that and I fell straight into pavement. So the helmet literally saved my fucking life. I do not know if I would be here talking to you today if I hadn't been wearing that helmet because it could have caused so much more damage without it if my head had smashed into the pavement. You know, I have no idea, but I thank God for that helmet every fucking day. So yeah, Jeff, our le- whenever we have new people, the general question is like, when was your last seizure? So my question to everybody today is, uh, or sorry, yeah, I said last seizure. Yeah, my question to everyone today is, what was your first seizure and the situation surrounding it?
Okay, well, first of all, Brenda, I'm not new.
No, I
My
know you're
first,
not new. I'm saying no, no, no. It's in reference to the fact that whenever we get new people, the question is
right?
always,
Okay, I got it.
if you're new. Yeah, I just want to know
Uh,
everybody's story.
my first seizure that I know of is I had moved without my wife to Palm Springs in December of 22. And at the end of December, I don't really know what day, she couldn't reach me uh, for several hours. And she called our landlady, and she came over and was banging on the door and knocking on the door, and I didn't get up. And finally, I got up and I went to the door and I opened it, stark naked, and fell on the floor. And she called the EMTs. And I woke up in Desert Regional Hospital.
I think that actually might. Uh, I think we can all agree that was the best story that we got. I think. Yeah.
That was a great
I think so
story.
too. That was
Thank
a
you,
great
Jack.
story. Kate's was short and boring. God.
There's nothing like walking in on an old man naked. You know?
Right?
Yeah,
You got me
that
beat.
was really, it must have been very shocking to her.
And it was the landlady too. So she has some
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah, he collected her, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone, for like letting me get that question out and everybody dealing with answering. I appreciate it. I love having these conversations with all of you. So learning more about you is always better,
Yeah, I feel the same. Thanks for asking. Gave me a second to eat. Yeah.
Please take your medication as prescribed or whatever works for you. We're not doctors.